Hi everybody. I have with me Shri AK Jain. We've on our episode number 2 of the EPTL podcast. Dr. AK Jain, he happens to be a former managing director of REIL. He's a director of INA. He's been a member of the Government of India Ideal Mission. He's also been the chief advisor to the EAR. He's been an advisor to the Japan Development Corporation. He's been a mentor and advisor in large sectoral corporates. So I would assume Shri A.K. Jain has had both private and government expertise, and he's had multiple plethora of experiences under his belt. So, sir, I do welcome you on EPTL podcast. It is indeed my pleasure to welcome a man of your a man such as a stature of yours. So I'm very happy that you're there, that you're here, sir.
Yeah, it's my pleasure too. In fact, I'm too excited to join hands at EPTL, and it's a wonderful initiative taken by you guys. In fact, engineers they create to sustain the world, but they hardly focus their such passion like the sports is one. And of course, when we talk of sports, the lawn tennis is one game which Indians do play when they get time in the evening and the morning. So it's really to be a big pleasure to be amongst EPTL organizing team.
सर आई वांट टू आस्क यू वेरी बेसिक क्वेश्चन मैं सबसे पहले आप बहुत मेरा छोटा सवाल ये है कि हाउ डिड यू इनकाउंटर टेनिस आपकी जिंदगी में सबसे पहले व्हाट आर योर फेंटेस्ट मेमोरीज ऑफ मे बी लेट्स से प्लेइंग टेनिस और वॉचिंग टेनिस क्या आपके सबसे पहले मेमोरीज आते हैं
So जब मैं स्कूल में था तो उस समय those were the days when Amrit Raj, Bandhu, Vijay and Anand they were bringing a lot of glory to the country, and they had definitely a wonderful game. So I used to play badminton, but I liked tennis more, though I could not pursue it hard. But yeah, I liked it. And the kind of money which tennis gives to the players. So that was another reason. I'm talking of the childhood. But later on, it progressed later part of life, and yeah, I see that viewing tennis match is something different than cricket or hockey or volleyball or football. It's really, and the activity is very, very focused. It requires a lot of stamina. So I believe for engineers community, probably this could not be any other better choice than lawn tennis.
सर यू स्पोक अबाउट ईपीटीएल कि आपने किस तरीके से ईपीटीएल में आप किस अलग अलग कैपेसिटी में थे आई इफ आई डू गेट इट करेक्टली यू वर एन एक्स टीम ओनर ऑफ ईपीटीएल सीजन 1 एज वेल am I correct in assuming that
Yeah, in fact, it so happened the first I was taken as part of organizing team, and the second I was also asked that if the company installation where I am on their board as a director and I do take care of governance in the company. So there, one of the founder, Mr. Vikas Jain, he's also an engineer, and he is a marathon runner also. So he's very sporty person, and when we discuss that can we own a team, so yeah, we choose this one also. So INA became team owner. So I had a dual, kind of enlistment. One in the form of the part of organizing team, and the second was this the being the team owner.
Sir, I want to ask you because of course team owner तो आप रह चुके हो. How was your experience as a team owner last year? मतलब and I want you to be brutally honest because आप सर वीरेंद्र सर को जानते हैं. वीरेंद्र सर will accept no nothing short of brutal honesty, and I know that every single word you will utter is going to be as close to honesty as I'll ever in my life come close to. So I want you to narrate your experience, maybe the shortcomings or the good things, so things we can improve of in this season and things that you observed were unique.
So as a team owner. though I was only off and on around the games after the inaugural. But yeah, when the team selection was done, I was completely there for whole day. And what I could see on that day was that the player's profile was not known to the team owners and their members. So that was a huge gap. Even I knew few tennis players of Jaipur, and I knew that definitely they would have, applied for this. But surprisingly, because the profile was not known to the people, and sometimes not necessarily the photo is the latest one, so it creates a lot of confusion in the minds of team owners. So that was one gap which I could see last time. And when the team selection was done this time, this was completely taken care by the organizing committee, organizing team. As we discussed in the organizing committee also this portion. So I think you people really took a. So this was one. The second was sometimes it so happens the team is selected. And some players say at the last moment that I'm not coming, I have this or that reason. So there has to be some mechanism for such a placement because it is not the team fault. It's a joint responsibility of the organizing committee or the organizing team and team players and the team owners. So if any member is part of any team, then it should be ensured that he plays for the team. Sometimes, for their personal reason, sometimes it's a genuine one also. So there should be some stopgap arrangement. So what I would propose here is if you can have a wait list kind of thing, maybe of 7, 8, 9, 10 players, which can be offered if anybody doesn't turn out. So something like that. That's one suggestion I see. Second, I would say it was a great experience. It was widely publicized, and this time it is much more better being publicized. But for one thing, yeah, still because your label has already reached to the nation level, and a lot of engineers are now getting connected, and people do ask. So in Jaipur, though it has become very very popular, but if I see Rajasthan, yeah, it is same because I see that day many people were from Udaipur also, and many people were from other states also. I think one or two team owners were from other state. So it's widely publicized, but still it's a second year, so I consider it's a good effort.
Sir, you've had, I would say, and I pointed this out before, but you've had multiple experiences both in the private and the government sector. अभी जो काफ़ी ऐसा हम लोग का यूथ आ रहा है टेनिस खेलने और देखने भी. What is your message to the youth? And given the experience you've had, what would you like as a message to be known to all these young people?
So my first and foremost idea and suggestion to you guys and all the players or the upcoming players or those guys who are entering into the job market. So it's a entire community who is wanting into sports, and that too if I talk specific to EPTL, so lawn tennis, yes. So now the government of India has taken sports as the prime focus area, and they have provided slot in the CSR funding, which is mandatorily to be done by the large corporates and by all the public sector enterprises. So wherever or whosoever is serving in large corporates, they should talk to the management, they should talk to their bosses, they should talk to within their team that how they can reach out to organizing committee like EPTL and other tournaments. So it's a very focused activity by not only by government, by the corporates. So the whosoever are the aspirants, they should now get connected in totality with their organization, Second thing, some players are the owner of their own company. So they should promote sports in their own company. They should have team for all the, I would say, all the sports, including tennis, because tennis doesn't require much. It just require few players and some court, some space on any of the court. So yeah, my message to each and every one, whether the large corporate houses or the public sectors or the sports department of the state government or even the related ministry. So I would say it should be promoted in a systematic manner, and this is where EPTL can play still a much bigger role, where we can help the people to reach out, to learn, to improve their skill, to participate, and yeah, of course, to enjoy and to realize their passion, and yeah, to leave a good place for their junior ones.
So I think there was an excellent message both to the corporate houses and especially to the young people as well. I think it's very important that the corporate houses also realizes that they have a huge responsibility, and CSR is just one of the responsibilities that they can play, and sports is also just one of the ways you can perform that responsibility. But I think, given all and taking every single thing in account, sir, as I said, it was indeed a pleasure to have you on this podcast, to discuss all these major ideas with you on your experience as an as an EPTL former team owner. Then, of course, this year now you're in the executive committee. You've seen the auction and everything. So it was indeed a pleasure, sir. Any last words to both EPTL and public in general about you and about what you're going to do in future? Any projects that you're working on that you could wish to spread lights on?
So my entire life is dedicated to greening the planet, and this is where I'm associated as director on the board of Insolation Energy Limited. Insolation Energy Limited is a solar module manufacturing company. They have world's best facility of 700 megawatt in Jaipur itself. Rajasthan is a land where a lot can be done through solar energy, and renewable energy is the need of our. So actually, we are entering into an era where we need to be very close to nature, and this is where, if we talk of business, yeah, business should be connected, by one or other means through a circular economy. Renewable energy, of course, is the way ahead. When we talk of physical fitness, yeah, sports are very important and very critical in our life, and we all should be connected to sports in our life. We should all be connected to music in our life. We should also be connected to all the businesses which helps us in addressing the circular economy, the green and clean energy for the current life and for the future life, so that our children will have a better place to work with it, will have a better place to enjoy, will have a better place to play around.
Shri A.K. Jainji, it was, I think, an absolute pleasure to have you to speak about sustainable energy, to speak about sports. I think whatever you're doing as of now and whatever you've done throughout your immensely successful career is not only inspiring to anybody who watches this podcast. I think I myself, I feel that if you're working and if you're creating and you're entering into any enterprise, that enterprise should cause a change, and that's precisely what you've, I believe, throughout your years have preached. And I think you've also given this wonderful message to us that we need to, even if we pursue something as almost one would say mechanical as a business enterprise, it should always be for a change. So on those with that thought and on that note, I'll conclude this episode number 2 of the EPTL podcast with Shri AK Jain ji. We'll have further guests in the other episodes, but thank you again, Shri AK Jain ji, for joining us, and we really do hope to see you in the event. I really do hope I'll see you in the in J Club in 5th to 8th of October. Thank you very much, every single one of you, for joining
Best,
on.
best wishes to all the players, all the team honors.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you. And keep tuning in. We'll see you in the episode 3rd of the EPTL podcast.
Yeah,
Thank you very
sure.
much.